Hi, my name is Carly Brasseux, and I just kind of wanted to talk to all of y'all about keeping our kids outdoors. I know if you're watching this, then that's probably pretty important to you. I think most of us are all outdoorsmen and always are kind of out in the field, whether that's hunting or fishing. And for my family, I wasn't always outdoorsy at all. I'm actually a city girl. I'm from Dallas, and so there's just not as much opportunity for us to get outside. But I married a man who would spend his entire life just outdoors if he could. And now we have two kids. We have a 5-year-old boy and a 3-year-old girl. And I don't want to sit here and preach because, trust me, our kids get plenty of TV time and we veg out in front of the TV and play inside. But we have really tried to be very mindful of getting our kids outside and keeping them outdoors. We just think that's so important. We know what's happening kind of to our next generation as far as the iPads and computers and TV. So just trying to be mindful to foster that love for the outdoors has been really important for me and my husband as we raise our kids. So I was going to give y'all just a few tips on what we do to kind of keep our family outdoors. And I do have notes, so don't judge me if I'm looking down to go through some of these. So let's get started. So one thing that we do is we go arrowhead hunting. We do have a few ranches that we go to that actually do have arrowheads, and we could spend hours and hours out there looking. It is so fun. But you can't spend hours doing anything when you have kids. So clearly we have to crunch that time down. But we love taking the kids out with us, and we do arrowhead hunts. Really, basically, we just tell them if you can find a rock that looks like a triangle. And they really love that. They get really into it. We usually give them a little stick that they can use to like flip over the rock so their hands don't get super muddy. Not that that's a big deal, but that's just, we use a knife to kind of knock out the rocks from the dirt, and so we give them a stick so that they can be just like mommy and daddy. And we try and turn it into a game. So the first kid to find a triangle sized rock gets first choice of popsicle color, or whatever you can do. You know your kids, you know what works for them. So that's kind of a fun game that we like to play. We also have done a few outside shed hunts. Oh my goodness, if you're like us, you have 8 million sheds lying around your house. And we will put those all over the backyard. We can do them a little bit of a harder hiding spots for my 5-year-old. And then we do some easier spots for our 3-year-old. So we'll take the sheds and we'll hide them behind a flower pot. We'll hang them, kind of dangling up on a tree. And the kids love it so much. I think, if you look on Pinterest, there are 8 million scavenger hunt ideas, and that's because kids love scavenger hunts. So that is a really fun game and a way to put some of those sheds to use, get them out of the house and outside. So that's a fun game. Let me see what else. Anytime we go to a friend's ranch or lease, we go on deer runs. So some of the ranches we go to have golf carts, and so that's really fun, whether it's warm or freezing cold, to go in the morning or at night, kind of sunset, sunrise, when most of the deer are out, and whoever can spot the first deer. And a lot of times the kids don't even see them, but they think they do. And I think just building kind of that excitement with them about seeing wildlife is very important. That just is kind of one more little thing that pushes them towards loving being outside.